Hello, my name is Aragon and welcome to Minecraft Bedrock Let's Play. This is episode 1 and here I will show you the progress I have made so far in this world. As you can see, I'm currently in a village of sorts. Not many inhabitants at the moment. I currently moved them all into the nether and to a different location. However, there are two that remain here and they are here to populate the village, except I keep taking their babies and moving them to where I want them. Essentially my villager trading hall. So I'll show you what's going on. So, welcome to my little house. Up here we have two villagers, which are the only remaining villagers of this village. And as you may have seen, there are lots of beds outside, which they believe as vacant spots to populate the village. So it encourages them to attempt to populate it more. So what I do is I feed them a bit, they take the food, and as soon as they both have enough food in their inventory, they're happy enough to breed, and they pop out a baby. As you can see, they're standing on 2 iron bars in a 2x1 area. It's surrounded by trapdoors, so as that the bars doesn't stick to the blocks that would normally surround it. And that way it would give more area and the baby could then stand on it. But as it is, they can't, and they fall down plop into that water stream, which leads them straight into the nether portal. So all you have to do is make sure there are enough beds, more than 2 at least. Sometimes the babies themselves, even when they're in the nether, are still linked to these beds. It's a bug as of now. Hopefully it gets fixed in a future patch. And so sometimes you need to place and replace the beds to disconnect them. But you're safe enough if you just have, like, 10 plus beds. And then when you remove the villagers from the nether again, they generally get disconnected from the beds, especially when they grow up, I believe. Let's go to the nether and see how many they have produced. Yeah, there's plenty here. So what we'll do now is we'll AFK for about 20 minutes until they grow up. You need to be in the nether and have these chunks loaded. So I'll wait here for a while until they grow up. So we are back and they have all grown up. Now let's get them along these rails through the other portal. Just pop a minecart down there and it should pick up one as long as you have enough in there. Okay, let's just push them all the way along and straight in the portal. The minecart hits the cactus, breaks, and he gets popped through the portal. And when we get through the portal, should automatically pick up the minecart that got popped through. And we can just place it back down here, give it a push, and this trapdoor is just to keep him from walking out. And we bring him along these rails into his little pen here. Just need to put the rails down. There we go. Shove them all the way in. And we can go ahead and break these rails again. And the minecart. And make sure this trapdoor is sitting here. So, this, as you can see, is my little compound with all my villagers. Nearly all of these are just librarians. I managed to get them to have these enchantments nicely labeled. Alright, so this guy, I plan to make him into an armorer, as I currently have, as you can see, no armor. I have one armorer here already who's training up. I just purchase his supplies when I can to give him XP to level him up. And here's all my librarians, and I just generally trade these guys paper for emeralds, nice and easily. I have a sugarcane farm back at the base where I can get all this paper nice and easily in these shulker boxes. Oh yeah, and on that point, yeah, I have defeated the Ender Dragon already at this point. Got my Elytra and Shulker boxes. But it was a bit of a struggle defeating the Ender Dragon without good gear. I currently do have diamond pickaxes and diamond sword just from mining and getting diamonds, and then getting the nice enchantments from these villagers that I have already trained up. Alright, so let's make him into an armorer. Alright, good. Now he is trading iron chest plates. I'm not sure what makes him, because I'm looking for the diamond traits, yeah, which I won't be able to see until he's level 4. I'm just going to go and wing it and change his trade. Basically, if you break the stand, you become unemployed again. If I place this down again, he should change his trade. So I'm gonna go with what he's offering there, just to make it more simple. And that way I can just buy boots off him here, train him up. I'll have to wait till that cools down, and then as soon as I can buy boots off, I should level him up, and then I can buy pants off him. So that'll be good. And once he has XP, you can go ahead and break it again, and then see, it won't let me place it right in front of him, so you can just push him a little bit back and place it right there. He should link up exactly with that one. That's good. Alright, now one enchantment I am missing, which I would really like, is efficiency 5. So let's go ahead and try get a villager or a librarian with efficiency 5. That would be ideal. So let's go and pick up another villager from the Nether. Now you may have seen these signs, but basically I'm playing on a multiplayer server at the moment. If you sleep near enough to these villagers, because they need a bed nearby and workstations to be able to change their workstations and such. So if you sleep in that bed, basically you claim the bed, and then when you go out of the bed, another one of these claims the bed. And what I have found is that their workstations, they get unlinked from their workstations and then linked back. Yeah, and when that happens, they don't necessarily link exactly with their workstation in front of them. So he could link with that one, that guy could link with that one, and basically if they don't have their workstation directly in front of them, they won't refresh their trades. You won't be able to trade with them. So it just gets really annoying having to finding out who's linked with what and moving it and such. So essentially just don't sleep near your villager trading hall. And that's also why I have it kind of in a remote location like this. And now we can go through the tedious phase of placing it, having a look at his trade, mending. We already have mending for 12, I believe. Yeah. And just keep doing it like this. Finding out what he has, break it, place it again, and so on and so forth. So what I'm looking for is efficiency, ideally efficiency 5, but I will settle for like the different enchantment, ideally power 5 for my bow, or even channeling for my trident, or loyalty. That'd be pretty cool. Another project I need to do is convert. See, back at home base, I need to still show you that. We have a zombie farm, and I want to transform it into a drowned farm, so they drop more XP, and you can farm tridents with that as well. So that's what I'll be doing in next episode. So this could definitely take quite a while, and you'll definitely run into enchantments which you may have cheaper ones of than the villagers you already have here, and you might consider replacing them with your new villager with the better trade. But yes, there is a 50% chance that their initial trade will have a book like this, enchanted book, and the other 50 is that they just have bookshelves like this. So it can definitely take some time, especially if you're looking for a certain enchantment, and a maxed out enchantment at that. Another thing you can do is zombify these guys. So essentially, as long as your game is in hard mode, like this here, difficulty hard, there is a 100% chance when a zombie kills a villager, he will turn into a zombie, and then you can cure that zombie villager, basically with splashing them with a potion of weakness, and then feeding them a golden apple, and that way, after a little bit of time, they turn back into a villager, and then they will have significantly reduced prices. So that's something I plan to do in the future. Essentially what I will do is I will have something around the back where the zombie can go up and down, or I might have rails with redstone and have the zombie villager go to a certain villager that I want him to zombify, and then essentially cure them, and then have their trades. And I'm fairly sure you can do it multiple times. I haven't tested it yet, and the more often you zombify them and then cure them, the better their trades are. And then of course there is always the hero of the village effect you can get from defeating a raid, but I don't think I'll mess around with that for now. Looting 3. I have it here for 43 emeralds, and he's selling it for 17. I think I'm going to keep him. Yes, that is quite a valuable enchantment, and you're heftily expensive. So as long as I have him, you need to trade with him as soon as possible to lock in his trade. Just grab some paper and trade with him, and that locks in his trade. There we go. So if I destroy his workstation, he doesn't change back to unemployed. There we go, we should link up with that one. Yep, nicely. And I'm afraid we're going to have to dispose of this villager. Sorry about this. There we go. There are definitely ways you can automate this system. You could just have like a button at the other end, have a dispenser here, redstone trail, and it just pops out a minecart right here, and as long as there are powered rails, it should shoot him this way and to the portal, and that way if you had a greater distance between the portals, you wouldn't have to walk back and forth like I'm doing right now. I just currently haven't done enough mining and don't have any farms set up for redstone and iron. Something I plan to do in the future. For now I just want decent gear. I will just make you a librarian so you fit in there. Not sure what exactly enchantment I'm looking for, but we shall see. See what we get. Bane of Arthropods, like the most useless weapon enchantment. Maybe good for a spider farm. That's about it. Unlike Java Edition, it doesn't matter at all what time of day it is for them to change their profession, which is rather handy. We'll take it. We'll take it, and I think I will move on to something else for now. I'll just set his trade in. These guys have all refreshed their trades, so I'll just trade all the paper I got here. Then let's show you guys my sugarcane making machine. I do wish to build one here, and I'll basically give you a walkthrough of how to make it when I do that. Also, one thing to mention is that when the villagers increase their prices of their trade, I don't recommend trading with them. You're best off waiting till their trade refreshes. See this guy? He's now selling it for 5 instead of 4. I recommend waiting a day cycle and this will go back down to 4. Since if you trade now with him at 5, the next time you want to trade with him, that will be a 6. I'm not sure how high up it can go, but it's not recommended. Okay, let's go back to the home base and I'll show you that. So this is the house. Come down here and we have our chest. This is a rather messy storage system. Anyhow, I did not build this house. One of the other members did. Here's a bit of a farm place. Carrot supply. Anyhow, down here, kind of industrial area. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. Here is my sugarcane machine. It is rather noisy, however, I believe it's broken at the moment. Just need to go up here, break this redstone, and that should set it off. There we go. So that creates an insane amount of sugarcane per hour. Let's turn it off, it's noisy. Okay, so here's the sugarcane place. I need to tear down one of these and build it back up. Essentially, what's going on here is that these pistons are updating this water source, which gives an update to these blocks, which leads the sugarcane to believe that time has gone by faster than it actually does, which leads to grow a lot more faster than it usually would. So that's that. Here's our little entrance to our zombie spawner. Just drop down there, and there's a bubble elevator there. Yep, you can already hear it, the zombies. Alright, he's sleeping. So, if we wake him up, he should lure the zombies. That's the plan. I'm not sure if he needs a bed. But anyway, zombies all fall down there. They go up the chute bubble column, and then they basically take fall damage. But they're one hit, essentially, with like a stone sword even. So I need to convert this to a drowned farm. Essentially what you can do is literally just put a bucket of water there, they fall into the water and they drown, yeah, they turn into drowned. So that I think is all for this episode. If you like this episode, consider leaving a like, and if you want to see more of the series, consider subscribing. That is all for me. Goodbye.